Well, I see myself actually a filmmaker. I'm just a storyteller. I just tell a story. So in the context of these fragments, I've done a couple of films before. I've done short films. So and just before I was asked to do this film, and like I said before, I really don't watch my films, especially my previous films. But just before I was asked, somebody came with a DVD copy of my early films. So he asked, she asked me to sign something on the cover. So and then she switched it on to show the film, double check. Then for the first time in about 15 years or 20 years, I've seen this my piece, you know, and then it's very foreign to me, I thought, and I realized that I said to myself while watching the film, and I said, this guy is a guy that is working on too many ideas. I said, I remember saying that, you know. So for this film, so for the and then I gave me an idea. So and then I think Janice called me. Yeah, KV, you keep on doing away. And I said I can't do. No, the deadline is over. And he said, we wait for you. I said, and then I said, okay, that helps. And I said, I'm going to work with one idea. As if I'm a musician with one note, you know, and I've given. So that helps actually, you know. The point I'm saying is, do watch your films sometimes, because I don't watch my films. I'm just a mere storytelling. Although you all notice that we are still talking around Malaysia and in Singapore, all social problems and political problems. That I think it's interesting. It seems that the filmmakers of Malaysia and Singapore, it seems that the inside are not settled. My parents are Indonesian, but I do not feel Indonesia at all. I'm Malaysia, because my feelings are all on Malaysia, and both my parents are Indonesian. So I see as if I can respond to this. This is supposed to be a short film. I'm talking too long now.
No, you can take your time.
And I just want to say, and then when I did this fragments, I think I failed because I went with intention to do one note, one idea with 2 minutes, you know? And I end up with 7, so it's too long for this film. Yeah, but the thing that I'm saying, I think one thing whatever it is, you know, we are a product of the history, you know. We have to go back to the history, that thing that's important. If we don't realize it, then we just gonna rubber apa tu? Just gonna rubber, you know, because that's where the roots are, you know. I've seen some Jewish people that doesn't speak Yiddish, you know. I got no problem for them saying that they're Jewish, you know. Some American Chinese friends do not speak Chinese. In America, they got no problems with that, you know. And I've met Malacca Chinese that doesn't speak Chinese, got no problem with them, you know. So my film deals with languages. So I made a film that doesn't speak Malay. Johor is 100% is about Malay in the south of Thailand. They are Malays, but they don't speak Malay. They speak with a different language. That's the first time the Malaysian film deals with. I'm trying to say that Malay need to redefine. Is Malay a language? Is Malay a geography? Because I've met Malay that's in Sri Lanka. They say I'm a Malay, and I don't speak Malay, but I'm Malay. And is Malay sawo matang, which is the color of the. So actually, all my films deals with that, though, you know, about the redefining actually. So I know what you mean.
Thanks very much. Yeah. NAWAPOL.
Go ahead.
Right,
Yes.
okay.
First, please be patient with my English. Okay, when I'm making film, actually I don't think about being Thai that much. Maybe because personally I love the make a film, narrative film. So my story always came out from my daily life. So my film always has a Thainess in it automatically. But actually Thailand is like a strange country. It's funny country. So we got the weird news every day. Yeah. For example, like last year it's quite a big news. Like the senior monk who teach us to detach everything before entering to nirvana or something. He got a personal airplane, and he video himself on the plane with Ray-Ban, and he upload on YouTube. I don't know why he does it, but it becomes a big news, and I think it's very funny. So I think this is like my source of the story. But sometimes I want to make it in the format of romantic film or comedy film. I don't want to make about it directly. So sometimes I don't know, but sometimes maybe sometimes my film is too local for foreigners sometimes, because some plot or some joke you have to be a Thai people, you will understand it. And most of my film I use a dialogue to drive the story. So I don't think the English subtitle can support it fully. I'm not sure this is a problem or not, but this is my film. Sometimes it's too local, but some of my film is not hard to understand. Some of my film is universal, but most of them is very local. Yeah.
Can I just ask you a follow-up question on that? Because one of your first few sentences, you said Thainess, right? You share some kind of Thainess, and I'm very curious to know what that means. And I think it sounds like from your next few sentences that it's something about strange things happening in everyday life. Yeah. There's one, and there's also something about accessibility to through the language, through local knowledge, local experience that outsiders may not understand and may not get. And there's something Thai about that. Maybe you can explain a bit more, because I'm very interested to know what you mean by
that. I think Thai society, I think Thai society stands between the superstitious thing and the technology, between the old day and the new day and the new era. And I think that Thai people can deal with it. They don't know to deal with it, so it's like stuck in between, you know. Because sometimes it's like there's an issue, like a lot of people always see the monk buy MacBook in the computer center. But the monk always say we use the computer to teach people or something like that. So sometimes people don't know the right answer for this question. Yeah, most of the story in Thailand is something like this. Our government website just get hacked by anonymous group, and I just know the username and password of the website. Username is admin. Password is 123456. So I don't know why the security password is like this. So sometimes they got the computer, but they don't know how to use it. Yeah, and the solution is like single gateway or something like this. It's like I don't know. Yeah, it's always like this. But it's hard to tell about this issue in the film sometimes, because it's very in details and you have to have a background knowledge. Or I have, if I want to make the film to to make everyone in the world understand, maybe I have to have an introduction part for 30 minutes. But I don't want to do that. I just want to start the story. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Z?
So, yes, I'm from Vietnam, and you know that Vietnam been known worldwide because of one of the longest war of during the 20th century. But fortunately or unfortunately, that I was born after the war, and because the war always a big subject of the Vietnamese movie. And when I decided to become a filmmaker, I think that it can be a big problem because I have no knowledge about the war at all, and how I can make the film without knowledge of the war. But one day I realized that it maybe is a very lucky thing for me, because when I forgot something like that, because I can looking forward to something new, and then try to find the story that can capture to the movie, and I realize that many things that I can tell, and almost the thing that I tell is never been told in the Vietnamese cinema before, because of the people that because I think that I have to mention about a very specific item of the Vietnamese cinema, because we don't have a private cinema until the 2003. Before of that, all the film company, all the studios belong to the government, and we made some propaganda film, and just from my generation, we can make the film that with very individualist viewing, and it's something quite interesting. And I heard some filmmaker here that they're sharing about the problem of the language, because there's some of the Southeast Asian country, they live together, but they use a different language. Yeah. But in Vietnam, we speak Vietnamese, and we know each other. We can understand. Everybody speaks Vietnamese. But even everybody speaks Vietnamese, I am not sure that people can understand and can understand together each other, because many things that in my country is like the big messy, and sometimes we don't know how to deal with some very big question of the life, which is a form of the country that we should to have, which is the future that we need to have. Yes, we stuck in something very messy. So I think that it's too complicated to follow that. So I think why I don't make the question about myself, and making the film is the answering of the question about yourself, and that's why my films when I make the film I make the film about myself and my feeling and my experience, and that's why sometimes the audience don't like it so much because it's too individualist, and yes, but I don't care, because you know that in fact that I could not make something different. Yes, I should make that kind of thing, and that's it's my some sharings to the people. Yes.
Thanks very much. I just take up one more question from what you said. So one thing I heard you say is the importance of originality and you want to be quite individual in how you present your film. And you already know that there are clear things from your history, like propaganda films, all these things that you want to separate yourself from. So how do you go about being original? How do you actually achieve an independent voice for yourself?
Yes, you know, the first thing of all is the money. So that is a fact that if you can find the money to do the films yourself, it's nobody can affect you too much. Like if you to make the film for the state company or some private company, many people can involve and affect you too much. But with me, no. I think that I should to have the right that the people who give the final decision. So that's why I have to find raise fund from abroad, and I should to become a producer for my film to make the film that I want to make, and it works like that. It works like that, and sometimes I think that the money is sometimes a biggest issue that we have to think about when you want to be independent.
Thank you very much. So I think we've run through all the filmmakers, and I would like to get some reactions, responses, maybe even questions from some of the other panelists.